Wherever in this project I have written the skeleton code first. After writing the skeleton code, then I have written the actual code. After writing the that is what I have did till now. Now everyone can do up to here. Wherever I have used the data like your username and password, creating the customer name and description while creating the customer, everywhere I have hard coded the values. But it is not good to hard code the values. In real time, we should not hard code. In real time, we should not hard code the values. We should not hard code the values. In real time, we should not hard code the values. In real time, we should not hard code the values. Here, the customer name, sorry, username, password. Here also, I have to take the data from Excel sheet. Okay. Earlier, I have created the data driven framework. Earlier, I have created the data driven framework. How many classes does my data driven framework consist of? How many classes does my data driven framework consist of? No answers. No one is answering. Madhu, are you there, Madhu?
Three classes.
Three classes. Any other answers? Madhu, are you there? How many classes does my data driven framework consist of?
Sorry, sir.
Only
Two classes.
two classes, Pavitra. From three you came to two. Any other answers? Tell me, Madhu. Only? Only one class is there. Yes. What is that class name? Base class. Is that a data driven framework? Is base class is the data driven framework? Sir, I know everything, sir. I want to build only framework, sir. Without knowing basics itself, how can you build the frameworks? I have clearly said, while I have taught you the data driven framework. My data driven framework contains only one class, that is Excel library. Inside that Excel library, how many methods are there? Very, very worst, really.
So one is Excel library and login logout.
Is login logout is a framework? Is login logout is a framework, first of all?
No, no.
Then why are you telling that as a framework? At least Pavitra, she is trying to answer. What about others? Lakshman Rao, sir, I want offline, sir. What if you come for offline also? Anyhow, I am sitting here only in institute and taking. Whatever I am teaching, what you are learning, tell me that. That is what, if you are lagging in practicing, this is the way how you fall in the interviews also. No answers, going out of interviews. Okay. My data driven framework contains one class. That is Excel library. It has two methods. One is get Excel data method and another one is get last row number method. Get Excel data method takes a string sheet name, integer row number, integer cell number, and it returns the row number of that particular
String cell value.
it returns the string, that is cell value. Cell value. No. Now I want to I am going to implement the data driven framework. If I want to work with Excel, what are the two prerequisites required to work with Excel? What are the two prerequisites required to work with Excel? Even that also your
Excel data,
Excel data and Excel data and Apache POI. Apache POI. Yes. First, let me finish that. Let me create an Excel sheet data under under D, under classes, under batch 277, under this project folder. I am going to create a new folder, name this as data, and I will keep all the data files under that. I will keep all the data files under that. Right click, new, data.xlsx. Login, username, password. Pratap. Pratap. Customer name. Sorry, create customer. 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 Customer name. Description. Description. The same thing for delete customer also. I have created a sheet. Even though if the same customer whatever I am going to create, it's better to create a new sheet. Okay. Now I have completed the data. Next one is to have Apache POIs. Apache POI. Let me configure Apache POI. Copy this Apache POIs. Now I have created the data. Next I need to create copy this and paste it under project, under jars. I am going to paste it. Done. Now I need to configure this. How to configure? Right click on the project, go to build path, go to configure build path, click on libraries tab, add external jars, all the jar files, click on open, click on apply, click on apply and close so that it will be configured. So how to configure? Done. Next I need to copy this Excel sheet where I have under D drive, under classes, under demo. Copy this. నేను 9:45 వస్తా కరెక్ట్గా ఉంటారా మీరు? నేను డైలీ 9:30కి అట్లా వస్తా నేను ఇంటి దగ్గర. com dot krn dot active time dot test base. Test base. And I don't have the sheets here. I don't have the sheets here. Where I have the sheet under D drive, under classes, under batch 277, under project, under data, I have the data as data.xlsx, the sheet. Have the sheets. Where I have the sheet. The same way here also. Sheets. Data.xl. Okay. Now, whenever I want the data, I'll just call this method. Whenever I want the data, I'll just call that method, which is there inside that Excel library. Excel library. How to call that method, which is there inside that Excel library? Create object. Guys, everyone are able to hear me clearly? equal to
Yes.
new excel library xlib dot get excel data. Here I have to pass the sheet name is login, row number is 1 and serial number and it returns a string. These things I have already explained. Username. Instead of this pratap.content, what I can give? I can give un. The same way I am going to get password. xlib.getexcel 1 comma 1. Instead of this pratap, what I can give here?
PW.
pw. Pass this pratap. So that I will be taking the data from Excel sheet and I will be passing that here. Hope everyone have understood this, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes. This is how I have to get the data from Excel sheet and I have to pass it. Next. The same way here also. Same way here. Whenever I want the description, I have to pass the data here. And description, I have to pass the customer name and description. I have to pass those customer name and description. Now here Excel library. Then creating object each and every time. What I can do, however I am managing the WebDriver, the same way I can do that here also. Okay. Here first initialize and make this as a public slip xlib. Sorry, where I have got the Excel library everywhere. Wherever I want the Excel library, I can directly call xlib because I am extending the base class. When I extend the base class, all the variables and methods will be here. So that xlib dot get Excel data. Sheet name is create customer. Row number is 1 and cell number is 0. And this returns a string. Cust name. The same way I need to get the description also. Description 1 comma description 1 comma 1. Now whenever I want the customer name and description, here I can go into, I can pass the cust name. Here I am going to pass this description. That's it. Customer name and description. Next, in the same way, wherever I want, here the customer name I have to pass customer name. In that case, if I want to get the customer name, xlib dot get excel data customer name, that is delete customer is the sheet name, delete customer, row number 1 and cell number 0, which returns a string, hold that in a string variable, that is cust name. See, instead of this Pratap, what I can pass here, instead of this Pratap, what I can pass?
UN.
UN. Is it so?
Password
What?
PWs.
PW. Brilliant answers. Then why I am doing this? Simply I am playing with these things or what? Why I have got the data here?
To delete the
Delete the customer.
for delete the customer we have created customer name we have to pass the same key.
Very worst answers. What I can pass, Madhu? Instead of this Pratap, I can pass cust name. I have to pass cust name. This is how. Instead of this Pratap, what I have to pass? Based on the Pratap, I need to click on this edit button. Instead of this Pratap, what I have to pass here? Cust name. But if I pass cust name, right, what happens? Based on the cust name, it will search. But during runtime, this cust name has to get replaced to runtime variable. Already this is a string. Already xpath is a string. Already xpath is a string. I have to pass a string inside another string. I have to pass a string inside another string. In that case, what I have to do? This cust name double quotes plus plus pass this cust name, then it will, this will get replaced, this cust name will get replaced to whatever the string value get it here from the excel sheet that it will be getting replaced here. Now have you understood everyone how to take the data from excel sheet and pass wherever it is required? Yes or no? Yes. Now I'll copy this complete project to you and I will give it to you. Okay, then when you copy paste this code and import this project into your Eclipse, will the same project will work in your laptop also? No, because most of you guys won't have D drive, you will have only one drive, that is C drive. In that case, what to do? You have to come and change the path. To whomever I give the code, is it my duty to go and tell that please change the code, please change the code like that? Is it my duty to do that? No. Don't put it in the chat, Soumya. Unmute and answer if you can, or else leave it. Is it good to change the path each and every time? No. No, that's not good to change the path. In that case, what to do? That case, what to do? What to do in the sense, double dot slash I'm going to give. I'm going to give double dot slash. Double dot slash. double dot slash. Double dot slash in the sense directly it goes out of the project. Out of the project. Where is your project? Your project is active time. It directly goes out of the project. Your project is active time, right? Where is that folder? Right click, go to properties, go to so resource here. It goes under this D drive, under classes, under batch 270, under the, it goes out of this. When you click on this, wherever the folder it goes out of that, and it will go and search for data.xlsx here. You don't find that. So that you have to go inside this data folder. Then go inside this data folder. Go inside this data folder. Data slash data.xlsx. This is what you will do. Same way here also. Double dot slash data dot xlsx. This is where you will be finding data dot xlsx. Yes. Double dot slash in the sense directly out of the project. Out of the project in the sense where this project is located. It goes out of this project and then it will go inside this data folder. So that when I give this, I will give this complete project folder to you. Wherever you copy paste it, this project will be pasted. It will directly come out of that project. Now that problem is solved. Have you understood how to solve this problem, Madhu? There will be a big problem with these folder structures always. Have you understood, Madhu? Madhu and everyone.
Like who can able to create in the project itself, like in the folder
Project?
itself, like in its
See,
time.
yeah, inside active time also you can do it. If you put it inside active time also, then I have to come outside of the project. Double dot slash in the sense directly it goes out of the project. Directly it comes out of the project. Again I have to go inside the folder called active time folder. Then I have to go inside. This is the proper way of organizing the files. Data separately, project separately, jars file separately, going further some exe file.
File manager,
What what?
not in the file manager, not in the file manager, like I'm asking project in the Eclipse folder itself, we can
No,
put inside.
no, that's not a good way of organizing. Most of the people does that. If you want, you can keep it there also. That's not an issue at all. If you want, you can keep it inside. See, if you keep inside this active time folder itself, automatically it will display here. It will display here. Or else, if you paste it inside also, it will directly paste it here. It's better to create a new folder. Few of them does that also. They will create a folder inside this folder itself called data. New folder called data. If you create a new folder called data, then you will get it here if you refresh this. I need to restart. You will get the data folder. They will keep inside this. This is how, if you want, you can keep like that also. Understood, Madhu?
Yes, better.
Yeah. If you create a folder, automatically it will reflect there also. But this is a better way of organizing than that, keeping jars file separately, all those things. So that if I want to reattach in future, I can do that quickly. If you put it inside that, then it might take a bit of time for me to detach and attach. That's why. Understood? Yes. This is this is how I have implemented the data driven framework. Earlier I have implemented TestNG framework. Now to that framework itself I have implemented the data driven framework. Since I have used more than one framework, since I had used more than one framework, I am calling this as data driven framework. I am calling this as data driven framework. I am calling this as data driven framework. Just a minute. పండగకు వచ్చినప్పుడు నేను ఇస్తాను నీకు. అది ఆయన 50 గంటలు ఒప్పుకున్నాడు. అదే నేను వచ్చినప్పుడు ఇవాళ పండగకు వస్తాను, 20 నేను నేర్పిస్తాను. To implement the data driven. Yes, this is how to implement the data driven. Next, what does this line does? What does this line, whatever I have selected here, what does this line does basically? Any answers?
Click on the task pages.
Click on tasks. Yes. What does this line does? What does this line does?
Same.
Same. Click on tasks. Okay. Any test case which is there under this task, there will be hundreds of test cases under this tasks. There will be hundreds of test cases under these tasks. There will be hundreds of test cases under these tasks. For all these hundreds of test cases, I need to write this line. Tomorrow, when there is a change in the X path, I have to go and change in all the 100 test cases, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Better than that, what I can do? Better than that, what I can do? What is the best way? Can I put that in the base class?
Yes, sir.
If I put that in the base class, I am extending the base class for users also. In that case, is that line is necessary for users?
No.
Then it's not good to put that in the base class. So that what I am going to do here is, I am going to Madhu, any solution for this, Madhu?
Yes, that we have to create one property file and in that we have to
Property file. Why I have to create a property file? No need. Good try. But why I have to create a property file? Then that what I can do here is these repeated lines of code. What I can do here is I am going to create a new package and a new class package com dot krn dot activetime dot page classes. Page classes. Inside this, I am going to create a page called tasks page. Normal class, not testng class. Tasks page. Here, inside this, I am going to create a new method. I'll name this as public void click on tasks. Inside this, what I am going to do here is I am going to cut this line and paste it inside that. Paste it inside this. I am going to cut this line and paste it inside this. Cut this line and paste it inside this. The same way, whenever I want this line, I will call this method. I will call this method. Okay. um I'll call this click on tasks, right? Click on tasks. Tasks page, it is under task page tp equal to new tasks page, tp dot click on tasks, tp dot click on tasks. The same way in delete customer also I have to remove this and stuff. Then creating object each and every time, there is a better way to maintain the objects. I'll put that in the base class. Please task page tp. See, whenever I want, I'll just click tp dot click on tasks. That is what I'll be doing. Okay, that will be available everywhere. Done. This is how I'll be doing. Okay. Now, by the time I reached here, already I have logged in into the application. By the time I have reached here, already I have logged in into the application. By the time I reach here, already I have logged in into the application. Now logged in into the application. From here, I'm redirecting to this method. When I try to type driver dot find element here, I'm not getting driver dot find element because I'm not extending the base class, so that I am not getting the driver object here. Already I have extended the base class here so that it will log in into the application. From here I am redirecting to this method. Again I cannot extend the base class because again one more time browser will get open. In that case, can I create one more WebDriver equal to new Firefox driver here? Is it good to do that? No. In that case, I have to log in once again. In that case, how to overcome that issue? There is a problem with driver object here. Okay, the driver object is available here, but that is not available here. Okay, listen carefully here. I am going to have a method called public void add inside this task page. Int a comma int b. Answer this now. Int c is equal to, very simple question I am going to ask, b system.out.println c. Now there is a method called add method which is there inside the task page. How to call the add method which is there inside the tasks page? Can you tell me? How to call the add method which is there inside the tasks page? tp dot tp dot add. I have to pass two integers. Since it is, this method is asking two integers, I am passing two integers. Those two integers are used inside this method. Am I correct or not? Yes or no, guys? Yes. Same way, does this click on task method takes anything? Does it takes anything? No. Since it is not taking anything, I am not passing anything. But this method is going to take a driver argument. Driver. If it is expecting two integers, I have to pass two integers. If it is expecting one string, I have to pass one string. If it is expecting one WebDriver, then I have to pass that WebDriver. That is driver argument. I have the access for the driver argument. I am going to pass the driver variable here. I am passing the driver here and I am taking it here, using it inside this. Using it inside this. Okay, same way, however, I have used integers here for this method. I'm using that here. I have an access for driver. There is a driver access here, driver dot find. That driver I am passing it here. I am throwing it from here. I am taking it here, catching it here, and using it inside this. Have you understood this, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Madhu, have you understood, Madhu?
Yes, Papa.
Whenever you create any new methods in a separate classes, there will be a problem with driver argument. Okay, throw the driver argument from wherever you are calling and catch it here and use it inside this. That's a very simple way to handle that. Understood? The same way here also, whenever you create any new methods. Okay, click on task. See, this click on task, I will be clicking that for more than 50 times or 60 times, like that. Even this add new button also, there might be many test cases under this add new. Okay, because many other inner test case, before that I have to click on add new. Even this add new, I will be clicking on for more than 3 times. Any element, whatever you perform for more than 3 times, what you have to do, you have to create a separate method. Even for this click on add new, what I can do, let me cut this. Let me cut this and create a new method. Void click on add new. WebDriver driver. Yes, done. Whenever I want this click on add new, I'll just call this method tp dot click on add new driver. I have passed that here. Passed that here. Click on add new.
Hello, Papa.
Yeah.
Instead, we can create a constructor in the task page. Right?
What?
Instead, like every time we have to pass a driver, right? So instead,
That in the upcoming steps we can do it if you want. You can do it. You can do that also, Madhu. I'm not going to do it. If you want, you can do like that. That's not an issue. However, the way. See, if I mess up everything right, you might understand. Others might not understand, right? Madhu?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah. See, each and every. See, finally, any element inside a web page will be touched for more than 3 times because we are doing testing. So that what happens finally inside this create customer, only the method names will be there. See, what is the advantage of doing this? What is the advantage of doing this, guys? Then writing normally driver dot find element here, or else creating there and calling it here. What is the advantage of doing this?
Code readability.
Not readability, code reusability, not readability. Whenever I want this, click on task, I will just call this method. Whenever there is a change, if I change this one place, that will reflect everywhere. That is called code reusability, not readability. Method names will be there inside this. Implementations will be there inside this. For each and every page, I am creating an object and I am calling those methods. For task page, I am creating task page. For users page, I will create one more page called users page.java. All the steps related to users page, I will put that in the another class called users page, and I will put those methods actions inside that as a methods. Whenever I want a users page up dot like that, I will call that. For each and every page, I am creating an object and I will be calling that methods. That is why that is called as page object model. Page object model increases the code reusability. Understood, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Now we have implemented the data driven framework and page object model also. Page object model. Now, throughout the project, whenever I navigate from one page to another page, I didn't add any checkpoints. It is better to add checkpoints. As soon as I open the browser and URL, it is better to add some title checkpoints or text checkpoints, whichever is feasible. String expected title is equal to, what is the title of that particular page? Active time hyphen login. Driver dot get title. What does this get title method returns? It returns a string actual title. Now if both are same, I want to continue the next line of execution, or else I want to throw the error here itself. In that case, what I can do? If both are same, I want to continue the next line of what I can do?
Using if condition.
If else condition, if I use either if or else, it will get executed and it will continue the next line of executions. But I don't want like that. If there is an error, I don't want to continue further. In that case, what I can do? I have taught you that also. What I can do, Madhu?
By using action class, we can use.
Actions class. So why you have to use actions class here? Irrelevant answer. I taught you other class in testng.
Confused, sorry.
That is why everyone will confuse. Actual title, comma, expected title. Fake experience people will get confused. Real experience they will be using every day, so that they won't get confused. The same way, after logging in, I need to verify the string expected text is equal to enter time track for this is then driver dot find element by dot export dot get text. What does this get text method returns? It returns a string actual text. If both are same, I want to continue the next line of execution. In that case, what I can do, assert class of testng has assert equals to actual text. Oh, spelling, I have made a mistake. Actual text, expected text. That's it. Actual text. And whenever we navigate from one page to another page, it is better to add some checkpoints. It is better to add some checkpoints. Okay. And throughout this project, I have worked on single browser. I have worked on single browser. I need to work with multiple browsers. I need to work with multiple browsers. I have to implement working with multiple browsers also. In that case, how to implement that? I have to get the browser name from Excel sheet. Whatever the browser name it is there from the Excel sheet, that particular browser I have to open and I have to work. In that case, what I am going to do, I am going to create a new um, now if browser name is Firefox, I have to work with Firefox browser, or else I have to go with Chrome browser. Like that I have to implement xlib.getExcelData. Okay, browser sheet name is 1, row number 1, cell number 0. This gets a string, that is the string, that is browser name. Okay, if browser name dot equals Firefox, then open the Firefox browser. No worries about that. This I have to do it. Okay, else if browser name dot equals Chrome driver equal to new Chrome driver equal to new Chrome driver, system dot set property key. Whatever you do it for the other browsers, web driver, webdriver dot chrome dot driver, and value is nothing but the path of the driver executable file. Where to get the driver executable file? Download the driver executable for Chrome and IE. I will do it at a time. I will copy this and create, oh sorry, under the project folder I have to paste it. I am going to create a new folder, name this as exe files. I am going to paste it under that. If I want to go to exe files folder, double dot slash exe files slash chrome driver dot exe. This is how. The same way I have to go with IE browser also. If it is IE, if browser name is equal to IE, then go with IE driver server.exe and new internet explorer driver. And that's it. This is about how to work with Chrome driver. This is about how to work with Chrome browser. Yes, this is how you build the project. Going further, if they give you the new test case, if they give you a new project also, you know how to start it. If they give some existing test case also, I mean some test case to add the edit customer or something, you know where to do that. Both the ways we have to be ready. And finally, after doing all these things, which file you will run? We will run the XML files based on the necessity, whichever the customer tells to run, whichever the client tells to run. If they tell you to run all the test case, you will run functionality.xml. If they tell you to do the smoke testing, then you will run smoke.xml. Like that you will be running. This is how you will run. Okay. Finally, where will we get the output? Output will be, note down this very clearly. I will ask this question again tomorrow. Where will we get the output? Output will be under the project folder. Under project folder, there is a folder called test-output folder. Under test-output folder, there is a file called emailable-report.html. This is the file what we have to submit to the manager. Once you run that XML file, it will generate automatically if you use testng. Open this file. In this file you will get a clear report of how many test case has been passed, how many test case has been failed. The test case which has been failed, it will show that in the red color, and the reason for failure it will show below. Everything it will show very clearly. Where will we get this? Under project, a folder called test-output folder. Under that, a file called emailable-report.html. Take down this. I'll ask this question again tomorrow. This is how we build the project. This is how we build the project.